There are 5 levels of financial strategy that every executive earning 400K or more should be operating at. And each level leads to a completely different outcome. Most executives that I start working with are stuck at level 2. Their income kept climbing for years, the promotions came, their equity vested, but the financial strategy underneath their life never got upgraded. So taxes feel like a surprise every April, equity vests feel like rolling the dice, and the work optional timeline you've been picturing keeps slipping further into the future. The frustrating part is that people in this situation are not financially unsophisticated. They're smart, accomplished, high-performing executives. They've just never been shown the framework that explains where they are. And here's the part that most people get wrong about this. An executive earning 600K could be operating at level 1, while a leader that's at 300K with a real system in place could be at level 4. It's not about the size of your paycheck. It's about the sophistication of the system underneath it. And just to set the expectations earlier, the level that you need to be at is probably higher than you think. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what level you're operating at, what it could be costing you, and the specific move to get you to the next level. Now let's walk through all 5. Level 1 is the reactor. No system, decisions get made when something forces them. The reactor isn't lazy. They're just too busy running their career to also run their money. The market drops, panic. RSUs fast, sell everything or hold everything with no particular logic behind either. End of year, scramble to figure out what should have been done in January. If you're at level 1, you probably don't have a clear picture of what you're actually spending each month. Taxes feel like a surprise every April. Insurance and estate documents are either outdated or non-existent. And equity compensation, every vest or exercise event feels like rolling the dice. I had a CFO recently who was earning a $480,000 base at a manufacturing company come to me after his bonus hit. He didn't know what to do with the cash. No plan, no system, just a vague sense that he probably should do something with the cash. That's the reactor. The risk at level 1 isn't that you're going to be destitute. The risk is that you're making a series of small, avoidable mistakes. Missed benefit elections, under withholding, concentration risk quietly building, and those compound in the wrong direction. Moving from level 1 to level 2 is about getting the basics automated. Emergency fund, consistent retirement contributions, a simple default rule for equity events, even if it's an imperfect one. At level 1, what you've unlocked is survival. You're not bankrupt. You've got money coming in, but you have zero control. Structure beats good intentions every time. Most executives that I meet have already moved past level 1. They've checked the boxes. They feel like they're doing the right things. So why do so many of them still feel behind? That's level 2. I call it the box checker. The box checker has done what everyone has told them to do. 401k is maxed, emergency fund is funded, no credit card debt. And for a lot of high earners, level 2 feels like having it handled. And for executives with high levels of income complexity, level 2 is the floor, not the ceiling, the floor. High income is dangerous at level 2 because it masks the gaps. Problems don't show up immediately. You're saving, you're investing, you feel like you're doing the right things. But here's what level 2 looks like for someone earning 600K or more. You're maxing the 401k, but the broader plan is a vague idea. And tax planning just means that you filed. Your brokerage account has money in it, but it doesn't have a job description, no time horizon, no purpose tied to a specific goal. And your RSUs are treated like extra income rather than a structured lever in a real plan. I had a conversation recently with a VP at a tech company, $450,000 base salary and significant equity on top of that, strong household savings rate. On paper, completely on track, but they had major concentration in the company's stock, no multi-year tax roadmap, and no plan that connected a college timeline, a potential second home purchase, and a work optional date. Those things weren't coordinated. They were just happening. At level 2, what you've unlocked is visible progress. The metrics that are easy to measure look good, but nothing is coordinated and the gaps are still there. You just can't see them yet. That's the trap of level 2. Now, if you're watching this and trying to figure out where you sit, a great next step is a free wealth clarity chat. It's a conversation with no pitch or pressure where we identify your current strategy level, your biggest gaps, and specific steps to take to level up. The link is in the description. Now let's keep going. The jump from level 2 to level 3 is the most common one that I help executives to make. And it's not about doing more. It's about doing things on purpose. That's level 3, the planner. The planner has a real written plan, not a vague retire at 62, maybe. A plan with actual targets, savings rates, spending bands, a work optional date range with real numbers behind it. Contributions are maxed across the right vehicles, not just more invest, the right accounts with the right amounts in the right sequence. And taxes shift from reactive to at least semi proactive. You understand your withholding situation. You're not aiming for a big refund because you know a big refund just means that you gave the IRS an interest free loan. One of the key mindsets that defines level three, you start looking at big decisions in a coordinated way instead of in isolation. I worked with an executive recently who mapped out the next 3 years, bonus projections, RSU vesting schedule, a planned home renovation, and college tuition starting in year 4. Once those were all in our software together, the sequencing became obvious. What comes from cash? What comes from brokerage? What comes from equity sales? And in what order to minimize the tax hit? That's level 3 thinking. I worked with a VP at a SaaS company recently who fit this exactly. He had a solid written plan, targets, timeline, all of it. But when I asked him when he last reviewed it, he said about 18 months ago. So the plan existed. It just wasn't running. Having a plan is one thing. Having a plan that actually runs with your life is something else entirely. That's the difference between level 3 and level 4, the operator. The operator runs their financial life like a system. Every dollar has a job. Every decision is coordinated with every other decision. This is where the plan becomes what I call a living decision engine, not a static document you revisit once a year, and certainly not a binder on a shelf. Every domain connects. Your investing is tax managed. Your equity comp is planned around your income timing and your actual goals. Your estate documents match your current life, not the life you had 7 years ago before a promotion and another child. Your insurance fits your real risk picture, not the one from when you first got coverage in your 30s. And the whole thing updates on a quarterly rhythm as life changes. At level 4, we're using what we call life-driven investing. The concept is simple, but the execution really matters. Your money gets organized into 4 time horizon bands. The money you need in the next 0 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, 6 to 10 years, and 10 years and beyond. Each band has a job description, and each dollar knows what it's in for and when it needs to show up. That's the real definition of risk management, not managing volatility on a chart. Risk is being forced to sell long-term investments to fund short-term life. And life-driven investing prevents exactly that. Now, let me give you a concrete example of what the jump from level 2 to level 4 actually looks like. General manager, 350K salary, 250K bonus, 400K in RSUs vesting over the next 2 years. At level 2, it looks like max the 401K, invest the rest, hold most of the company's stock, and deal with the taxes when April comes. At level 4, structured sell plan for the RSUs tied to tax brackets and diversification targets. Cash reserved in the right band for known 3 to 5 year goals. Tax managed investing across all accounts, not just the retirement accounts. Estate and insurance updated after the promotion and after the kids arrived. And a quarterly rhythm to revisit the whole picture as things evolve. Same income, completely different system. At level 4, you can answer the question, which dollars are earmarked for what and for when? If you can't answer that today, that's the gap. Most executives would be thrilled to be at level 4. But level 4 isn't the ceiling. There's one more level. And this is where money stops being a personal problem at all. Level 5, the architect. The architect is no longer managing wealth. They're designing it. The plan shifts from accumulation to architecture. The main question is no longer, am I maximizing returns? It becomes, how do I structure my wealth so it supports the life I want, reduces friction, and potentially outlasts me? The emphasis moves to control over taxes, distributions, and liquidity. Resilience. What happens when life changes significantly and intentionally? Impact, legacy. What this wealth actually means beyond your own balance sheet. Level 5 is also where the work optional date becomes real, not just a target date on a spreadsheet. You've built guardrails for flexible income, consulting, fractional roles, advisory or board work, passion projects. You have a structured charitable strategy, probably a donor advised fund that allows you to give tax efficiently in high income years so that generosity and optimization can compound together. You have a generational plan, trust structures, and estate design that are deliberately aligned with your goals, not just your beneficiary designations from 2017. And if you have significant concentrated equity, an upcoming liquidity event, or business equity, level 5 is where these get managed with real precision. The thing I want you to understand about level 5 is this: it's not just about more complexity, it's about buying back mental bandwidth. Your plan should run in the background. Quarterly check ins, a few coordinated decisions, and then you're back to leading your team, being present with your family, and enjoying the life that you've built this all for. Money stops being the background anxiety and starts being the background engine. At level 5, what you've unlocked is autonomy. You stop thinking about it because it just runs. And I typically find there's a trigger that pushes people into level 5. It could be a new comp package, a liquidity event, or hitting a new high net worth level. And I hear this one most often: burnout risk and the desire to make work optional sooner than originally planned. So here's the quick version. Level 1, reactive. Decisions are event-driven, not system-driven. Level 2, basic structure. The boxes are checked. Level 3, intentional. A real plan with real targets and real coordination across major decisions. Level 4, integrated. A living system where every domain connects and compounds. Level 5, optimized and generational. Architecture, autonomy, impact. High earners don't need more hats. They need a strategy level that matches their life. Your income has probably grown significantly over the last decade. The question is whether your financial operating system has kept pace. And if you want to know your level, see where you're strong and where the gaps are, well, that's exactly what a Wealth Clarity Chat is designed for. We'll map out your current strategy level and lay out specific moves to get you to the next level. No pitch, no pressure, just a clear picture of where you are and what the next moves look like. Link is in the description. I'm Dan Pascone. This is Making Sense of Your Money, and I'll see you in the next one.